Hey y'all, welcome to Peyton Energetics. I'm Peyton, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Starseed Transmuters. Now, this may be something that you have never heard of, and that wouldn't surprise me a bit, because Starseed Transmuters are part of the Starseed community that we don't have a lot of information on. So in today's video, we're going to talk about what transmuters are, how to recognize transmuters, and some of the things that might be helpful to know if you think you might be a transmuter yourself. Now, as we all know, as Starseeds, we are here to support Earth through the Ascension process. And the way we do this is by anchoring high vibrational energies into the planet. It's kind of the definition of what we're here to do as Starseeds. We are helping Earth through the Ascension process by helping raise the frequency of the planet. And Starseeds go about doing this in several different ways. So before we incarnate into the Earth game, Starseeds often decide how they are going to go about their mission. So Starseed Transmuters are one of the ways that Starseeds are of service in the world. So when we talk about Starseed Transmuters, we are talking about Starseeds who perform a very specific energetic job on the planet. And most of us don't know we're doing it. So today we're going to be talking about what Starseed Transmuters are, how they operate, and some of the signs you can look for to see if you might be a transmuter yourself. Now, this video is going to be a little longer than my average video because I have found that more and more Starseeds are finding out that they are transmuters. And there's not much information out there to help transmuters. So because of that, I'm going to go into a little more detail than usual today, sharing everything I know about transmuters, because transmuters, more than any other starseed, need to know some specific things, because being a transmuter can be kind of a tough job. So today I'm going to be sharing with you the very latest from the Pleiadians, who of course are the guides that I work with to help you as a transmuter. And even if you think you might be a transmuter, because transmuters have some special handling requirements. So let's start off by talking about what a transmuter is, because most of us, myself included, even 5 or 6 years ago, had never heard this term before. So y'all, I had to learn this the hard way and be my own guinea pig. So when we are talking about Starseed Transmuters, we are talking about Starseeds who intended to be of service by transmuting the pain of the human collective. Now, of course, as humans, we are all transmuting energy. It's something we all do naturally. But when we talk about Starseed Transmuters, we are talking about Starseeds who are doing this at a whole nother level. So transmuters are often transmuting, which really just means converting lower vibrational energy into higher vibrational energy. And transmuters tend to do that through their physical bodies. And as you can imagine, this can be kind of rough on the physical body. So transmuters are starseeds who are working with huge volumes of energy. Most transmuters are transmuting the negative energy of the entire human collective. And as you can imagine, that is a big job. So there are some specific things to know if you think that this might be something that you are doing. And traditionally, transmuters have been fairly rare in the Starseed community. I have been coaching and teaching Starseeds for many years now and have only come across a handful of transmuters. But I'm finding that that number is increasing dramatically. So as more and more Starseeds are waking up on the planet, more and more people are realizing this is what they are doing. This is how they are moving energy in their bodies. And it takes some special training to be a transmuter, because without certain knowledge, this can be a whole lot of no fun. So let's dig in and take a look at what transmuters are and how they operate. So when we talk about transmuters, transmuters are converting the density of the human experience and converting that dense energy into love by running that energy through their body in various different ways. And one of the reasons why it can be so challenging to be a transmuter is most of us don't know we're doing this. But As you can imagine, if transmuters are processing the negative energy of the entire human collective, this can be really rough on the physical body. So one of the things that often jumps out about transmuters is that they report having very extreme difficulties with the physical body. And this was how I came to figure out that I was a transmuter myself, is that I felt terrible all the time. Even though there was nothing medically wrong with me, I always felt like I was dying, and no one could explain it until my teacher started to look at my energy and tell me what they were seeing, that I was doing something very strange with my energy field, that I was pulling in 10 times more energy than anyone they had ever seen. And so this is what actually put me on the trail of starting to ask the Pleiadians, what is going on here? What are transmuters? How do I do this in a way that doesn't beat up my physical body? So one thing about transmuters is they will often report almost across the board, extreme challenges with the physical body. And so in my case, the way this manifested was extreme pain in my heart chakra. My chest just always hurt, and there was nothing wrong with me that anyone could find. So I knew that this was energetic. So something that is almost universal in Starseed Transmuters is that they are having extreme challenges with the physical body. And the reason for that is that transmuters tend to be bringing into their body much more energy than the average person. And it's kind of like overloading a fuse. Your body just can't handle the energy that's coming in until you know how to handle that energy safely. So transmuters will often experience real challenges with the physical body. So something else to know about energy transmuters is that they're often processing energy for the entire planet. So it's very common for starseeds who are transmuters to be processing planetary energies. And sometimes we refer to these as planetary templates. And all this means is they are massive energies. So this is one of the main functions that transmuters are providing, is that they are converting some of the most negative and dense energies on the planet and converting them into love. So you can think of transmuters as the alchemists of the starseed community, because they are taking all of that darkness of the human collective, processing it through their body, and turning it into love. And they are doing this on a massive scale. So there are a few things to know if you think you might be a transmuter. The first thing is what we mentioned at the beginning, how very vulnerable transmuters are to issues with the physical body. Now, this can manifest in many different ways. For me, it was extreme pain in my body. But the other thing that can happen to transmuters is exhaustion, burnout, overwhelm, chronic physical issues in the body that no one understands what is happening and no one knows what to do with. These are all things that are very common in people who are transmuting a lot of planetary energy. Because what is happening with many transmuters is they are running much more energy through their body than their body can handle, at least until you learn how to do it safely. So this was what was happening to me, and what started me asking the Pleiadians, what is going on here? What am I doing? Are other people doing this? And what is kind of fleshing out to be what we know of as Starseed Transmuters. So looking for those issues that you may have had with the body can be a sign if you are transmuting energy. And that's why it is more important than ever for transmuters to get proper training. And if y'all have watched my videos, you know I'm all about teaching you guys how to do it yourself. This is one of the exceptions, because transmuters really need special tools to help them move massive volumes of energy through their physical bodies safely. And this is something that the average tools we are taught in the spiritual community only work on individual level energies. They don't work on the level of energy that transmuters are bringing in through their bodies. So this is one of the reasons I was noticing that the last video I did on transmuters got so many comments and people had so many questions, because they had never heard people articulating what transmuters do and what their special needs are. So for transmuters, if you think you may be one, the main thing I would recommend is getting formal training from someone who can help you process the energy that is coming in through your body, because you want to be able to do this in a way that is comfortable, that it doesn't burn out the physical body. And there are definitely tools that can support you so that you can do your transmuting work without it taking a toll on your body. Now, something else that is a unique factor about transmuters is they tend to be magnets for negative energy. And that is because humans can tell that transmuters are processing energy and they want to give their negativity to you. So if you are a transmuter, you may notice that you have a lot of people in your life who want to give you their stuff. And something else that can happen with a lot of transmuters is a lot of people project their issues onto you. This is something I see in so many transmuters because people unconsciously know you can convert that negativity. But that just means that as transmuters, we are the target for that. And that is not a lot of fun. So if you know it is just something that is happening because of what you are doing, how you are providing service in the world, you can just be a little more aware and protect your energy field. That is one of the most important things if you are a transmuter, is to be completely vigilant in protecting your energy field. So what are some of the special needs of transmuters? And transmuters really do have a few things that can make their lives much more comfortable. First things first, I can't recommend this highly enough, is to get proper training from someone who understands how transmuters operate and how to teach you to move this energy through your body safely. Because most of our traditional energy modalities don't work on global level energies. So transmuters need special skills. And that is because if you were to imagine how an ordinary person, even an ordinary light worker or starseed, moves energy, imagine someone standing under a shower with that gentle stream of water moving through them and down through the drain at their feet. And if you were to think of what a transmuter looks like when they process energy, imagine that same person standing under Niagara Falls. That is the difference we are talking about in terms of how much energy transmuters are moving. So obviously, you're going to need different protocols if you are standing in your shower or if you are standing under Niagara Falls. So just a rough example, but it gives you a sense of the difference in scale that we are talking about. So once you get proper training and you have someone who can teach you how to move energy through your body in a way that just doesn't wear you out, the cool thing about being a transmuter is that you can move massive amounts of energy. The Pleiadians have said transmuters can shift timelines for the entire collective. But the goal is you want to be in control of the process, because being a transmuter can be a bit of a runaway train if you don't know how to do it comfortably. Now, something else that is good about being a transmuter, because there are definitely difficulties. It is not always a comfortable job to be a transmuter, but one of the advantages is transmuters are master manifestors. So once you learn to control your energy, you can manifest and create almost anything. And because transmuters are moving so much more energy than the average person, you can create on a much bigger scale than the average person. And the Pleiadians also like to say about transmuters that they have a deep understanding of the laws of creation. And that is because transmuters are handling such huge volumes of energy. So transmuters, just at an instinctive level, at the deepest levels of their intuition, know how to create. They know how to work with the creative powers of the universe. So that's something very unique and very special about transmuters. Because transmuters, for what may be kind of a difficult path, and my heart always goes out to anyone who is a transmuter, because I know it is not an easy job, but the Pleiadians like to say transmuters are the powerhouses of the spiritual community, because they are moving volumes more energy than anyone else is. And the other thing that the Pleiadians like to say about transmuters and their ability to work with huge levels of energy is that they can bend reality to their will. And I thought that was just really cool. So transmuters, once they learn to master this gift, I'll put that in quotes at the beginning because it does not always feel like a gift, but once you learn how to do this in a way that is comfortable on the physical body, you as a transmuter become an absolute energetic powerhouse. So this is one of those categories of starseeds that is fairly rare, but is growing rapidly. So if you hear the description of being a transmuter and it even starts to kind of flicker around the edges of your mind as something that you might be doing, it is definitely worth your while to start exploring that, because there are huge benefits to being a transmuter, but it can also be a lot of no fun. And it all comes down to knowing how to do it in a way that is comfortable. So we all want to do what we are here to do and be of service in the biggest way we can be. And for some of us, some categories of Starseed, it just takes a little outside instruction to help us do that. And transmuters are definitely in that boat where you can benefit from having some guidance as you start to do your transmuting work. So if you are a transmuter, let me know that in the comments below. And while you're down there, don't forget, hit the subscribe button and the like button if you haven't done that yet. I'll see you soon. Bye.